That's just the second time the Bears have 5 players in double figures. We're 1-1 now this year. I do believe that's Bowen's career high.
Oh, it had to be. Yeah.
Yep. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, great effort tonight. Yeah, I think that the last thing we put on the board is that we had to, and it's just a phrase that I don't know, we stole from somebody. Just empty the tank. We had to empty the tank. It was only a week ago that we were here against Northern Arizona. This is our 4th game since last Saturday. That's insanity, and everyone goes through it. But in our league, when you get that Monday hit, but it's hard, and to play 4 games in 8 days, when you factor some travel in there too, it's a challenge. And I think when you look at this part of the season and winning 3 of these 4 games, I think obviously us and Montana are chasing, but I do think that Northern Arizona, Idaho State, and Montana State are all very, very good teams, and they're all going to settle in somewhere near the top half of the league. And there's other good teams too, but this was a challenge, and to be able to find a way to get that done tonight, I think it was just a testament to a team that played really tough, really hard. Multiple things, last Thursday night, which was kind of just that we fell on our face, but at halftime Thursday night, we told the guys at that point, in no particular terms, we had missed 18 shots, and we had 0 offensive rebounds on those 18 shots. The funny thing is tonight at halftime, we missed 18 shots. We have 5 offensive rebounds. That's a big difference, but that's a totally different mentality. And so our guys were able to flip the switch, get back to who we are, and really about a 24-hour flip. And, you just look at it, the rebound game was great tonight. I thought we did a great job rebounding. I thought we did a great job getting to the free throw line. Obviously, we missed a few free throws, but we got to the free throw line. And at the end of the day, that thing was going down to it last 3-4 minutes. That's what most of these games are, and we found a way to get it done. So really proud of the guys. I think they did empty the tank, and they found a way to win this deal, and we're still chasing.
Coach, 2-part question to start us off. If we had told you last week going into the Northern Arizona game 3-1, you'd be happy with that, I'm sure.
No, I want to be 4-0. But at the end of the day, I do think that when you look at these 3 out of 4 is good. I mean, it's like my guy Ben McCollum at Drake. They were talking about it, and they're like, well, if you finish the year 27-3, you feel really good about it. And he'd be like, well, who are the 3 losses? And that's not being arrogant, but it's like, no, we're not. We do feel like we're going into every game winning. We're disappointed in that loss. But to your point, Mike, yeah, I mean, to be 3-1, absolutely, especially knowing that you're at an energy deficit and energy disadvantage Thursday night and tonight. You just are, because the other teams have been playing Monday, and that's worked in our favor too. So I was nervous about Thursday night energy, but I was really nervous about tonight because I just thought, hey, let's just say we win on Thursday, we're rolling, and then you have that letdown, effort anyways, and then you're tired. But our guys found a way to really respond. So yeah, I mean, I'm just joking with you, Mike, but yeah, I mean, 3-1 to get out of that, absolutely, it's a good hit.
To go through that gauntlet for those 4 teams, some of the 5 or 6 best teams in the league.
Sure.
Portland State took a loss at Eastern Washington. You now
Correct.
have a 3-game clearance of the top 2. I know you want to win the regular season.
Yeah.
But the big goal is to get that top 2 seeding going into the tournament. Now you got a 3-game cushion going into the last 6. How big is that?
It's big. Yeah, it's definitely big. It's definitely big, and we'll see how. I think there's still 1 game going on with Idaho State and Weber State, and who knows, and then, but at the end of the day, like we told our guys, we actually did the math on it. We said, when did we show up on campus? Like, June 1st. And it's like, so June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. We're in February, but January, right? So it's like, okay, that's 8 months. Like, how many weeks? I don't know, 32. So it was more like 34, 35. But yeah, let's just call it 32. So we've been at this for 32 weeks, right? And we literally have 3 weeks of the regular season left. That's it, 3 weeks. So we need to take these last 3 weeks, and we need to dive in even more. These guys have sacrificed all year. They've gone cause over self, any acronym you want to use. But we need more. We need to completely abandon any selfish desires. We got to focus right now in the basketball world. Obviously, I'm not saying abandon family or academics, but we got to try to take distractions away, and we got to dive in. We're 3 weeks away. Whether we win the regular season or not, we could. But we got 3 weeks, and I really believe these guys are they're gonna do it, and they're gonna buy into it. But it's exciting.
Coach, not all deficits are the same. You had about a 9-point deficit early.
Yeah.
Thursday night, you had a 9-point deficit early tonight, but you had to feel different with tonight's deficit over Thursday nights at the first media timeout.
That's
Tonight
right.
you were getting good looks. just weren't cashing in. What was the difference, and what did you tell the guys in the first weekend?
I was really positive, and you're right. Against Montana, we were scoring pretty easily, but our defense was just horrendous, right? And I'll always take the blame for that. Maybe we put them in a bad scheme, but tonight we couldn't score, but we were playing hard and we were getting stops. We call them kills, right? And so the goal is like in college basketball, if you can get 7 kills, you're probably going to win. Okay, so at halftime, if you can get 4 kills, you're on pace to get more than 7, right? So we're always like, hey, let's get 4 kills. Well, against Montana, we had 1 kill at halftime. Like there was nothing there. So a kill is 3 stops in a row. Tonight at halftime, we had 4 kills. And so going into the that first media, I thought we were playing hard. I thought we were guarding. They were doing everything we asked them to do in every way. We just couldn't make a shot. That's okay. I can always live with that. That's not a big deal. So I thought, yeah, it was a different feel. We were still down. You could feel a little bit of panic. Like, are we ever going to score? The poor fans were standing up for 5 straight. We never scored, so I felt bad for those people. But we finally got that ball to go to the net at one point so they could sit down. But no, we played hard, so it was different.
Energy was loud. Another good crowd.
Awesome crowd. It's great, and that's what I'm excited about. Is that we've had a few situations before, and obviously I can only compare my time with myself and with Coach Leonard in the last 9 years. But where we've had a great season, like we've won a lot of games, and it's all on the line, and we lose, and we fall flat on our face. We one time against Montana, it was early in the season, like 6-0, 4 or something like that. They came to town and they just kind of like they did on Thursday, but they just kicked our butt. I mean, they just crushed us. And then what happens is sometimes you never get the fans back, and the people showed right back up tonight. There were 1,700 people here. It was awesome. So like I'm really grateful for our community and for our students. We usually don't get a ton of students on Saturdays. Saw a lot of students there, and I'm really grateful and proud to be coaching here and seeing people step up. And we need that crowd. These dudes were tired. We needed that energy, and the crowd gave us a lot of juice tonight when we needed it.
Last question for me is, veteran squad. You talked about you don't know how to stop. You've got too many guys to just shut down 1 or 2. Lang, Hawthorne, 50% of your offense normally. They only muster 15 points tonight.
Yeah.
Talk about Jaron, Rillie, almost a triple-double.
Yeah.
Marcel McCreary, Quinn, Denker. They kept your team in it in the first half and then carried you the second half.
Yeah, I know. At halftime, Quinn and Marcel are our leading scorers, and they're not our leading minute guys, but they're our leading scorers. It was huge, and then and that actually ended up being the case too, where Quinn and Marcel were our 2 leading scorers off the bench. There's not a lot of teams in our league that can say you have 2 guys off the bench that could lead you in scoring in a game like this, and it's obviously a blessing. But then too, going to your Jaron point, right? 12, 10, and 8, and getting 9 defensive rebounds. I thought he was tremendous. I thought he did a bunch of great things. I thought he played really hard. Did a lot of good things for us.
He's not a guy that looks at. He's not a selfish guy, but he wants that triple-double bad. I know he said that to a couple of us.
Yeah.
How bad does he want it? Does he make that known that he wants that to the team?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He's never mentioned it to me. But yeah, you get close to it, and you get a couple shots away, a couple teammate shots away. But I just think his response too. I don't think he played great, and I think he'd be the first to say it against Montana. He was really disappointed in how he played. But then you got to respond, man, and he responded so tremendously tonight with his performance. So that's what's so cool about sports.
And
Steve, you really struggled offensively early on, and I thought maybe what Montana State was going to do was just send Brandon Walker in on you all night long and test you with another couple of big guys. But last 4:05, I think it was, you outscored them 11-4 to pull away by my very rough.
Sounds right though, yeah.
I think that was about right. What changed offensively, even through the game, Steve?
Yeah.
How'd you find yourselves offensively?
Well, I do think they did. They're hard to go against because they switch everything off the ball, and that's anyone can do that. But they have no small basketball players. They're big, and Bryce Zephyr's 6'5", and then Mullins comes in. He's a 6'6" point guard, and then Patterson's 6'8", and Max Agbonkpolo is a wing. He's 6'9", and they're just huge. And then they switch everything. They got all this positional length, and it gets hard. And you can do a couple little cute things, and sometimes you got to drive that. They start switching away from the ball. You got to beat the ball yourself. I thought Walker did a good job defensively too, because there's been games where we've been able to have a little bit more success attacking him in a ball screen. But yeah, I thought I just tipped my hat to them. In the first half, they had a great plan defensively. We struggled, but I do think too. we missed some open looks, some open layups, some free throws, and for us being so proficient typically offensively, it's cool to win when you're bad offensively, right? And so, but in the second half, in that last 4 minutes, to go to your question, Ann, I mean, I don't know. I thought late in the game we went to some kind of matchup stuff. Obviously, put Jaron in a couple middle, rub ball screens, and he just knows how to make the right reads when he gets down to it. And you can't do that all game because it can get a little stale, and you got just three guys staring around. Like, we want that ball moving, and we want to get, we want to share it. But when it gets down to it and having the proper spacing, he made the right reads, and he was, I'm talking about Jaron, and we just were able. And then the other thing too is we got better defensively, and we're so good in transition, right? Like this play, I don't know who stole the ball, Lang or somebody, and then when Brock got that layup to go up 4 in transition, that was off a steal, right? And so our best offense is not in the half court. It is in transition, and that's true in high school, college, Pee Wee, and the pros. Like the best transition, the best offense is always in transition. So if you can get to transition, you're going to be better than the half court.
I think considering how much you were struggling offensively, to come out with 5 guys in double figures.
Yeah.
I mean, I was all in my head as the game was playing out. I was all about Quinn. I'm like, here's Quinn again.
Yeah.
I want to be the best Quinn I can be. Kind of thing again. But then looking at the stat sheet with all those, the other 4 guys in double figures and doing what they're doing. I don't know. Would you have imagined that at the beginning of the game? Probably not.
No.
Sure
Well,
the question is there.
I didn't imagine that Zay would have 2 fouls, and Lang was 1 for 9 from the field in the first half, and it's like, whoa, right? And we're up, and we're still leading, right? And so, it's just what's so cool, like watching Quinn, is that he's starting to play his best basketball, and that happens a lot with any players, especially when kids come in. Like, you should play better as the year goes on because you just get a little bit more comfortable with everything, your role, the system, terminology, and Quinn's greatest strength is Quinn's greatest weakness is he cares too much. Like, he cares so much. Like, and it's no one cares more than Quinn. And so when you put such a heavy burden on yourself to never make a mistake, right, early on, I think that you can get a little tight, right? We have a lot of guys like that. They can get wound so dang tight. And now he's just kind of flowing a little bit, and we are getting the best version of Quinn, and it's awesome to see.
I thought he was huge. The play. Let's see. You guys got a turnover on their end. You're kind of on the break. You're coming down. Loose ball again. Quinn had it. He lost it in front of your bench. Had it. Lost it. Had the presence of mind to throw it off of somebody's leg.
Oh yeah.
And kept possession.
That's right.
And then Zach gets blocked on his
He
3,
does.
somehow gets the ball to Quinn 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, he was electric tonight, I
Right.
thought.
And those
I know
are,
what Jaron's numbers are here, but
yeah.
Quinn was, I thought, the one to get you back into it.
He was awesome. And those are all, like, we tab out winning plays, and we charted, like, everything you said, save a ball, throw it off, one of their players, winning play. Zach got blocked, found a way on a 50-50 ball to get it back, threw it back, winning play. Brock got a huge offensive rebound, got fouled, got the winning play. And so we failed in that category 2 nights ago. We just, they played harder. Montana did. They got more winning plays than we did. And that just has not been the case with this team. But tonight, I think our winning plays were awesome. Really good.
I have to ask this, Mullins, 24 points.
Yeah.
I mean, the young man was just crazy.
That's why they're hard. Yeah.
Off the bench. What was the problem? What was he doing?
He's just good. I mean, the problem with these guys is they got all these good players. I mean, you look at it. Brandon Walker is the number 1 ranked efficient player in the league. Max Agbonkpolo started his career at USC as a top 100 player in the country. Okay, out of high school. Mullins was a huge piece of St. Mary's teams that went to March Madness. Like, these are real good players. Bryce Sepper was a JUCO All-American last year at Salt Lake. Tyler Patterson made 1 million shots last year for a team that went dancing at March Madness. And you can go on and on. Garacki, all these guys. They're good. They're deep. They're good. And it was Mullins tonight, but it could have been Patterson. It was Patterson last night or 2 nights ago against it. Like, it just, they got good players. And they got a ton of them. And so, yeah, but he, it was his best game of the year. And he really stepped up. And he just hit a ton of tough shots. And we had some trouble. He got loose a couple times in the second half. And I got to assume he probably had most of those points in the second half, I think. So,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
talked about Quinn already a bunch, but then Mullins was going off, hitting shots from everywhere. And we've always talked about how just tough Quinn is, both off defensively as well.
Yeah.
He'll guard anyone, how big they are. Did Quinn be like that the last couple minutes of the game? Was he like, I want
He
to
actually
guard
did.
him?
yeah, Mullins hit a 3, tied it, whatever it was, and he actually was on the bench. He subbed him. He's like, I got him.
Yeah.
And now some players, no. We'll tell you who you're guarding. But with Quinn, like, yep, you got him. Go for it. We think he's a good defender, a really good defender. And so, and the thing about Quinn, like, he's not afraid for that challenge. He's like, nah, coach, I got him. It was funny. We subbed him out against Idaho State. No one was there, right? I think you were there, Jake, but Idaho State. And we rotate these guys through, and he was doing a good job on Dylan Darling, and he's really hard to guard. We subbed him out, and he goes, don't keep me out long, coach. I'm locking him up. And we're like, sit down. But you're right. We'll get you back in soon. But he's just, Quinn believes in Quinn. We started laughing. We sit down. Do some water, man. But he's right. Like, he want, and a lot of players, a lot of kids, they don't want that challenge. They want it to be easy on the other end and make it layup and this and that. But when it's like, yo, go guard a guy that's going crazy, and he's always wanted that challenge. And so it's cool.
Well, he didn't score after that.
Yeah.
After Quinn went back
Yeah.
on.
And they were trying to get him looks. Yeah.
How special is this team, coach, to jump in? Hawthorne 1 point tonight, 32 points a couple weeks ago. But Zach Block, that play that Ian referred to where he got his shot blocked,
Yeah.
never gave up on the play.
Isn't that cool?
A big three from Denker that just kind of got the crowd right back into it. How special is this team? They don't care about stats. They don't care about their own personal numbers.
They just don't.
And I referred to Jaron. I think Jaron cares more about the assist than he does the points.
Yeah.
Because that's getting his team into it.
Yeah.
How special is this team?
It's just really fun to coach, and yesterday wasn't all roses and butterflies and sunshine. I walked in and said, all right, how are we approaching this meeting? They looked at me all crazy. It's like, are we truth telling, or are we gonna sugarcoat it? They're like, truth tell. I said, all right, you asked for it. And so we went out and we truth told, and we watched the film, and this, and same thing on the court. But it's like, look, when we're finished digesting the disaster of Thursday night, because give Montana credit, but we were bad. We were bad. We told them yesterday, when we digest this and it's a wrap, and we move on to Coach Klopp showing you live film of Montana State, and we get on the court, we need to be mature enough to not be in our feelings, and we got to move. And they're like, and they just look at me all crazy, like, yeah, like, we got to coach. Most teams don't do that. You do that to 18, 19-year-old kids. They don't want the truth. They don't want, and we walk in, and here's the quote. And we made him write it down in their notebooks. And one of our players forgot his pen, and so he heard about it too. We're like, I don't have a pen. Get a pen. But it's like, would you rather be ruined by praise or saved by criticism? I was like, you tell me. Because we can ruin you with praise and say, hey, where's it on first? Or we can save you by some critical, honest truths here. And they're like, criticism, cool. And say, hey, this is all out of love. We love you dudes. It's my favorite team ever. But it ain't nothing about Montana. If we play like this and you don't look yourself in the mirror, me included, we aren't going to win many more games. Because we're just not, that's a bad team. Us on Thursday night. And they're writing it down, like, saved by criticism. All right, let's do it. And so again, we watch the film and this and that. And it's just, you got to be honest with yourself a little bit. And so yeah, they're special because they can also take coaching and take it the right way and know it's all in the fact that we're trying to find a way to win. Love these dudes, but you got to love them too, right? Like you can't just be negative, negative Smiley. You got to love them too. So
You were nervous going into Thursday. How much did you know they would respond tonight? I mean, your rotation's got over 600 games under their belt at least.
I'm always nervous. It doesn't matter who we play. I'm always nervous, and I think that's a healthy emotion. But I'm also at ease and peace that with a team like this, that they're going to be ready to go. Like there's no doubt about that. But yeah, you're always nervous. Like man, you lose one game and it feels like you're never going to win again. It's crazy. It's the worst part about coaching. We won like 11 out of 12, and you lose one. You're like, not sure if we can even get the 6th seed, right? Like that's just how you feel. So it's good to get this done tonight.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right, let's get the superstars in.
Coach is 5-2 in games after a loss this year. Jaron Rillie, that is his.
Thanks, guys.
That 10 rebounds matches his career high, his second double-double in his career. With points and the rebounds tonight.
Just lying about you, dude.
Let's see, Brock Wesley, that is his,
Yeah.
that's his second career double-double. Let's see,
That's not today's game.
Yeah.
I have stats here, here, take this other chair.
I was looking at it too, and I was like,
You get out some stats here while I'm.
Yeah, so it was
Jaron is trying to get that triple-double.
J Ball's 24.
Double-digit games for this year. That's Jaron's 13th. That's Brock's 12th. That's Langston's 23rd. That's Quinn's 6th double-digit game and Marcel's 8th double-digit game of the year. And like I said, that's the 10 rebounds matches Jaron Reilly's career high.
Missed a damn front end.
All right.
One of them.
Y'all ready?
yeah, yeah, we're good.
Questions?
hi, guys. Trouble scoring early on, and then we end up, another close game, 5 of you guys in double figure scoring. How the heck did that happen tonight?
I think we just have a team that, you know, there's been maybe a night or two this year where we just can't get it going all game, but, you know, we've had a couple nights where one of the halves we can't score a lot, but we got a team that just kind of sticks with it. We know we're going to put the ball in the basket, and eventually, you know, kind of water's going to find its level, and it did tonight.
I also think it speaks to our depth too, because when, you know, for some guys when the ball's not falling, other people can pick each other up. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You guys know this, it's tough to find, you have a team that's fortunate and unfortunate to where it's hard to find minutes for really good players. You got 7 guys that could justifiably start on any team in this conference, and not a lot of teams can say that, so you gotta feel fortunate for that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a blessing and a curse. Right now, it's been a blessing for us because, you know, we've handled it well. There's a lot of teams that can kind of tear things down and tear the locker room apart, but you know, we've got a lot of guys that are locked in. Like you said, we got 7 guys that could start on just about any team in this conference. We also got, you know, 10, 11, 12 guys that could, you know, find minutes, a lot of minutes on any other team in this conference
100%.
too. So not only the 7 guys that played a lot tonight, but you know, there's 4 or 5 other guys that on any other team in this conference they're playing a lot. So.
Wait, I want to ask you that. Your average in career minutes per game is almost 30 minutes a game. This year you're down to 20 coming off the bench. How do you stay hot and ready to go when you're not playing 10 minutes? What you're accustomed to?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think at first it was a little bit of an adjustment for me at like the beginning of the year, but now, you know, the thing I've been trying to dive into, and this goes back to the question that we were just asked a little bit, is why are we here? At the end of the day, you know, we've got 8 dudes that, like we were saying, can justifiably start on any team in the league. But for us, we're all locked in on these big goals that we have, which are trying to win championships. So my motivation for just getting going and starting the game is if I have a teammate who's, you know, every single game my role is going to be a little bit different depending on what the team needs, just because I'm trying to win championships. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, if a guy's ball's not going in, I got to be a spark plug and pick it up. Or like against Idaho State, I got to go guard their pick up 40 feet and guard their best player the whole game. So I just, you know, every single game things are going to be different, but I think we've got a lot of unselfish guys that are doing the right things to win, and that's what gets me going.
Speaking of that, Coach said you wanted the assignment on Mullins late in the game when he was going off. Why did you want that assignment, and what did you know that you could do?
I confidently believe that I'm one of the best defensive players in the league, and so I think when a guy's going off like that I can kind of come in and do whatever I can for the team to help shut him down or help us win the game. And you know, I think the matchups were just favorable then too, because they had a bigger guy that just subbed in, and so we could switch. And you know, I'm confident in my abilities to help my team win the game.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. If you could hear me and Garrett run our mouths about you 2 guys whenever you switch off down low, it's impressive to see you both, and as quote-unquote guards, undersized, have no problem going down low and being strong, pushing and banging against bigger guys, and more times than not getting the stop, stripping the ball away, forcing a bad shot. You guys just really play above your size.
I think we're just starting to, kind of figure out some team defense things here. We got guys in gaps to help on that kind of stuff. When we get pinned against the bigger guy down there, that switch defense is kind of something that really came around when we played Montana State at their place and, kind of had to speed things up. But it's kind of turned out to be a good thing for us this past, 10, 11 games. And something that, we're confident as a team. And, we just know we got to get stops somehow, get the ball off the rim, however it is. And, we're a good rebounding team. And once we get the rebound, we get to push it in transition, which is, pretty fun to watch and pretty fun to play in. So
Absolutely.
Well, and that kind of builds off. I hate to use the term small ball because everyone throws that around, but you guys have just really seemed to thrive in that. Regardless of the lineup, whatever that smallish ball lineup, even if with Zay as like the big sometimes, you guys, it's just such a luxury to have 3 guards with you and Zach as well, be able to go out there and produce like that.
100%. No, I think when we have 5 guards out there like that, we move the ball so well because we have 5 unselfish dudes on the floor. And so we're all just, all good passers. So when we're able to just, every single person kind of like matchup pick, we can attack a certain matchup who's guarding a certain player, and we know that we can attack them off the dribble or make the extra pass, or everyone can shoot. It's dangerous. So we've been working a lot this the last couple weeks on just some plays and different kind of actions to run when we are doing 5 guards.
I want to jump on that because Ann brought it up to Coach. Walker went off early. We took the 5 guards. That's when we kind of were in the middle of that 28-11 run there in the half. Tayshaw was very big in stopping Walker. What does he bring that maybe somebody wouldn't realize, hey, 6'2", 6'3" guard can bring to stop a guy like Walker, one of the best bigs in the league?
Tay's a dog, man. Tay's a dog. He's, last year averaged a double-double. And so, he's one of those dudes, too, that we talk about. He made a sacrifice, and he comes here, and he wants to be a part of something bigger than himself. He's an absolute winner. And so I love playing with Tayshaw. We have the utmost trust in Tayshaw every single time to guard anybody 1 through 5, and so he's like our switch guy when he comes in, and we're gonna start switching. We're confident on him guarding any single player in this league. So I think that's just a testament to the trust that we have in him and how much of a dog he is.
Jaron, you got 136 career games now. That's a lot of games. How does it feel to know that you are putting up the numbers that you're putting up, especially in the assists? That's 14 games this year with over 5 assists in this game. Just 2 shy of a triple-double night. I know many times we've talked that the assist is more important than the points for you.
Yeah, I like being able to find guys, get other guys going. When everyone kind of gets to see the ball go in the hoop, the team just kind of plays better, and there's a bit more energy going through the ball and a bit more flow to the game. But also on the other side of that, I got to have a guy on the other side of the ball that can make a shot. So as much as I'm doing passing the ball, we got guys making shots too, which is just as important.
Just so you know, over 440 assists in 136 games played. So just a lot of assists, a lot of passing over your career.
Yeah, that's, just kind of something that's always been a part of my game. And, it was kind of backwards as I got older. I kind of had to learn how to score the ball a little bit more instead of, just being unselfish all the time. So that part of the game's always been there for me, and, it's just kind of learning when to pick my own times to go and when to get everyone else involved as well.
One point in your career, what's it like playing with a guy like him and letting you score more?
Man, I love playing with Jaron. Not only is he one of my favorite teammates I've ever had, he's one of my best friends. So I think I really enjoy playing. Okay, let's. I really enjoy playing with Jaron just because he makes the games easier for not only me but for everybody else. Just through practice and different kind of things, you build chemistry with teammates, and he's got chemistry with every single person on the team. And so I think he's a huge piece of why we flow so well. It's just because when coach draws up an action, it doesn't work, then there's 4 other guys on the floor that can make some sort of action go with Jaron. So he's a really good player and fun to play with.
This is for either one of y'all. Marcel was big in the first half. Zay and Lang were struggling. How underrated or how overlooked does he get on his team with teams that can put up the numbers they can put up?
Yeah, it's kind of been the theme of the night is we got so many guys that can come out here and produce. Even last year he kind of got pushed back a little bit just because of the, how things ended up going throughout the season. That didn't stop him. He works every day, so kind of stuff like that is going to come to light. When he was at Air Force, he was kind of off and on the court a little bit, but like he was Player of the Week in the Mountain West for freshmen at least 1 week when he was there, and so he's not afraid of the stage. And last time we played these guys, obviously, he had a legacy game, so he had the Marcel McCurry legacy game, so he's not afraid of the moment, and he's ready to come in, and he knows when he comes in. Everyone wants him, if he's open, to shoot the ball, be aggressive, and he's got to get into the line. So
100%.
we all got confidence in him.
Last question for me is 2 guys that transferred here. Smiley says this is one of his favorite teams he's ever coached. He's only 4 wins away now, tying the Division I record here at UNC for most wins. How much would it mean for this team of players to set that mark for him? How much would it mean for y'all personally?
I mean, it'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
It's
yeah.
Like Quinn said earlier, it's what everyone came here to do, is win games. This is my second year, it's his first year. Even guys like Brock and Lang, it's their 3rd year, and Zach, it's his 4th year. Zach's been building this since back in the COVID days. So it's a special thing to be a part of, and I think what makes it super fun and even more special is that no one's selfish. Everyone's just kind of bought into being a part of the team, and we have fun with it. And I think at first when we started out, we kind of felt a little bit of pressure, but now we've lost a couple games, kind of over that part, and we're just kind of going out there having fun and playing free like we were at the beginning of the year.
But knowing the guys that have played here for Coach to be the class that actually set that would be important.
It would be important. I think it'd be huge. Just because I think that's a cool milestone, and we all appreciate Coach Smiley and everything he does, and so I think it'd be really cool for us to be the team to be able to do that.
Any more questions?
And touched on it earlier with Coach, and you guys have already, I know you talk about your unselfishness, and that is fantastic, obviously, but being selfish for just a second, how important and how cool was that when you hit that 3 off of that pass from Zach? Zach got his shot blocked, stuck with it, got the rebound off his blocked shot, hit you, and then you just dropped it in, and it was such a huge bucket at that point of the game.
Well, I think it's a testament of how good Zach is, because he had 3 dudes guarding him. It was just crazy because if Zach gets loose even a little bit, there were 3 guys on the floor that were all flying at him trying to get a tip, and luckily they got a finger on it, and then I was just sitting there ready to clean it up. But yeah, it was mostly just a testament of how good Zach is, because all I had to do was just shoot the ball.
This team can't even give you a selfish
That's
answer.
cool. No, I'm fine with that. Now I'm going to ask Jaron then. All right, so then if you could brag on yourself, dude, you always find a way to get to the bucket when you guys need a basket, especially at the end of these games. We've been seeing that happen. You normally spin move and go to the left, but at the end of the game, instead of taking that spin and going to the left, you stayed to the right, finished with the left hand, came down the next court, little leaning left-handed shot in the lane, and basically just iced the game.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of one of those things that I just try to, like I said before, kind of pick my times when I need to be aggressive, and towards the end of the game, just try to close the game out and make some plays. And, recently it's been me scoring the ball, but, if someone steps in, I know I got guys around me that are going to hit shots too. So
I'll talk a little bit on Jaron. I like to call it clip farming. So when there's about like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, no, probably like 3 minutes, sub 3 minutes left in the game, and we start going to 2-game action, I usually like to turn to the bench and be like, it's over, because once Jaron gets into his clip farming mode, when it's like 2 guys and it's over, because then he's gonna make plays, he's gonna make he's gonna make plays for other people. But he's really good at taking over the game in those last 2 minutes, and we're a really good team at finishing games that way. So, yeah.
Any more questions? I think people know each other enough, so.
Yeah, no doubt. You can go shower.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.